She's gone viral for her videos showing not only the crazy sides of motherhood, but her pregnancy workouts and her relatable approach. Joining us now is fitness and wellness professional Betina Gozo. Betina, thank you so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay.
Hi, Olivia. Thanks for having me.
So excited to talk about you and all things fitness, wellness. First and foremost, how did you get involved in the fitness and wellness industry?
Oh, you know what? I actually used to play in a band for a living and then made the transition and figured out how much working out actually made me feel better versus just partying on the weekends and eating gas station food.
Isn't that so funny how life works out sometimes? We just get a wake-up call and realize this is my real calling.
I know, right?
So I have to ask you, when some of your videos went viral, your pregnancy workout videos, how did you first take that? Were you expecting that?
Oh, no. I mean, it's one of those things where I just like to share what I'm doing and hope that it inspires other women. And I think it did, and I'm glad that it did.
And for you, when you came up with some of these workouts and you were wanting to share these workouts to inspire so many women, what went into the thought process of planning some of these?
Well, I mean, I am a strength coach, and so I want to make sure that everything that I'm doing is safe for a healthy pregnancy. So when I was doing it, I wanted to show things that were challenging, but also doable for a woman that is pregnant.
Wonderful. Well, you actually have a few exercises for us today. If you would like to walk us through some of those, what's one of the first ones you have that you're going to
Yes.
showcase?
Yeah, so I wanted to share three of the exercises that people normally think you shouldn't do, but I wanted to share the way that you could do them. So the first one that I'm sharing is jumping and ballistic dynamic movement. So, we have a video of me doing squat jumps. Now, I have been doing squat jumps and lots of jumping even before I was pregnant. So it's been part of my journey. Now, I'm not saying every pregnant woman should, but it's a way that challenges me when I'm working out. So, if you're thinking about a woman that does running, that's almost the same kind of impact. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, you shouldn't be jumping. But that is definitely something that's going to challenge you, get your heart rate up, build your cardiovascular endurance because, hey, labor can be long.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you cracked that stigma. Why do you think so many people out there, especially pregnant women around the world, have this misconception that you can't run, you can't jump during pregnancy?
I think there's a lot of fear that comes behind all of it, and I think that's it, especially if you've never been pregnant before or you don't know much about strength training. It's very scary, but it is very healthy, and as long as you have a healthy pregnancy, of course, and your doctor clears it, it's a very good way to keep yourself strong and feeling better throughout your pregnancy.
Wonderful, Betina. Now that's number one. What is the second tip or exercise that you have for us?
Yep. The second one is rotation. Now, a lot of people are like, you shouldn't rotate. I feel like that's such an old school one. But rotation, think about everyday life. If you're grabbing something from the back of your car, you need to rotate. But the biggest thing you want to think about whenever you're doing rotation as a pregnant person is making sure that there's no disassociation from your shoulders and your hips. So you're not twisting in the complete opposite direction. So you shouldn't be doing like Russian twists or anything like that. But rotation is going to help keep you breathing better, keeping your upper body moving better. We lose a lot of that mobility through our upper back as soon as our belly starts to grow. So trying to train that and get more movement through the upper part of your spine and your hips is an excellent way to train.
And Betina, you mentioned it's important to keep the shoulders and the hips lined up. You don't want too much separation there. Why is that?
Well, you want to make sure you're not just wringing the belly, and you also just don't want to add any more strength or any more strain to your belly here.
Wonderful. All right. What's tip number three and exercise number three that you have for us, Betina?
Okay. A last one is core. So core, yes, you shouldn't be doing crunching, V-ups, or anything like that. That's kind of an obvious thing. But core in general is actually very good for pregnant women. And I'm talking about breathing exercises, working the deepest layer of your abdominals, or even just focusing on anti-rotation movement. So keeping your spine nice and neutral and getting your spine nice and strong, because this is going to be better for your posture, help you be more comfortable while you're growing. And yeah, it's just it's kind of an old school myth to say that you shouldn't be doing any core during pregnancy.
And Betina, as a pregnant individual, why is it important to make sure you do focus on your core and don't completely forget about that?
Oh, I mean, hey, first off, your belly's growing. There's a lot of things that are very uncomfortable as you're. This is my second pregnancy, so I will tell you, I'm only in my second trimester, but I'm already like, oh my gosh. But it's going to help support your back and your posture.
And I would love to ask you really quickly before I let you go, for you, being pregnant and going through this journey yourself, how has that changed your personal outlook on exercise and overall wellness and health?
You know what? I have built a lot more empathy for not only myself, but for others, and I think we are just so hard on ourselves. But pregnancy is a journey, and postpartum is even a longer journey. And it isn't just those 6 weeks prior to having your baby, it's could be up to a year.
Well, Betina, can you leave our viewers with any words of inspiration? Maybe somebody that just needs a little extra motivation, especially all of our wonderful pregnant mothers out there.
Oh, yes. Well, no matter where you are in your journey, remember to meet yourself where you're at right now and celebrate all of those small wins.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Betina, for joining us here on Live in the Bay. We appreciate your time so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Olivia, for having me.
Take care. To learn more or to connect